Hello world, hello YouTube, hello Flosstube, and hello all my lovely subscribers and pause buyers. All of you are so welcome and thank you for spending some time with me. Today is June 1st, 2026. 5 months of the year has gone by and a few stitches have been done. This is now a wrap up of the past week and 2 days from 22nd of May. Got my notes here. Anyhow, I actually forgot completely to check out what my statistics were, but that's not a big problem. Let's just go up here into my spreadsheet and in May, I did 18,733 stitches in all. And in the past week and a bit, I have done 5,160 stitches. Yeah. So that's 3,508 for the past or for the last whole week and since Friday 1,652. What else can I tell you? Stitched on 30 days. I finished 2. I have started 2. I have stitched on 40 whips. Wow. Yeah, okay. May was totally crazy. Can anybody agree with me? Yeah. So that was that. Let's go into what I did and what I didn't do because there's something like that too. I'll go into the health and everything else at the end, but that's been one thing that has affected the month. Just for curiosity, like my January was 27,000 and this month is 18,000, so it's a difference of 9,000 stitches. It's quite a lot for 4 weeks or 31 days or 30 as I stitched. Okay, now I'm rambling, blah, blah, blah. So nice of you to be here. My name is Mia and this is Missing in a Stitch, my piece of the internet where I tell you about my cross stitch and some life stuff. Yeah, so on the 22nd, my stitches were 54 in the whole day. But that was the day that I was at the ER, so I did not stitch. I got 54 stitches in Summer Landscape, which is here. I'm sorry I didn't open the zip for this one. Summer Landscape is by Artisy and it's a picture by, excuse me. It is a picture. It is from a picture made by Tony Salado Fotolia. What it will look like once it's ready is this. I hate my lighting situation. Again. Constant ongoing thing. Yeah, it was 54 stitches into it. Then I needed to go to the ER. I have done 4,136 out of 50,120, and I am at 8.25%. And this is what it looks like at the moment. I think I'll fold it in half. So where I stitched was here. Can you see the 54 stitches? Oh, yeah. So this is the height of the work. And as told before, it reminds me of my childhood vacations in Mombasa. And I so wish I could go there again. I doubt it. So that was whip 1, and that was day 22 of May with 57 stitches. Well, the next day was a very good day because I got 818 done that day and stitched on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whips. For Giro d'Italia, the first one was ta-da! I've got these in the wrong order, but I don't know why. Stay. I've got a big pile. Please don't fall. Ta-da! Is Randall Spangler by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have started this so many years ago. It's 330, 350 by 431. And this is what ta-da will look like once ready. And I am in the dark blue 93. What? 939. I'm trying to get the 939 done before I start the other colors. So this got 133 stitches on that day, which came in here. These stitches down here. In all at the moment, ta-da, looks like this. Got a bit of a way to go. Ta-da is at 11,000. Imagine 11,000. 765 out of 150,850, and it's at 7.80 stitches, of which like maybe 12 are a lighter color, and then the rest is 939. This was Giro d'Italia on the 23rd of May with 133 stitches. I think I'll put it there just in case so that this pile will not. Why have I don't know why I've got these few. I put them in wrong order. I do not know why, but it's good. I have my my notes. But then again, I have to dig from between. The next one for Giro d'Italia was the 6 Portals Glowstone City. That also got 133 stitches. This is by Paintfree Crafts. Rose Catherine Kahn. Oh dear me. I have to check because yes. The Six Portals, Glowstone City by Rose Catherine Cohen, and the chart is by Paintree Crafts. So this is the sixth portal of the six portals. And once ready, it will look like this. And with Giro d'Italia on the 23rd, it got 133 stitches, and at the moment in all it stands at 3,467 out of 161,000, and it's 2.15%. And this is what it looks like. I started on the second row going in because I had been stitching here, there, and everywhere, as you can see, with gazillion threads hanging. So I decided I'm gonna stitch it row by row like I originally thought I would do. But a bit with 133 stitches. I don't know why I'm so confused with this order. It's sort of like blown up my mind. Yes, we're still on the 23rd, and that means that I had the hate cell, and I really don't understand why I've got these. My hate. I need to dig. I think I'll put these over there for now, and I'll just grab them when I need them because it's so much easier to just take from the top. So, Hate Sal 2026 for me was The Wise and Brave, done by L&L Designs, and of course charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And the owl is the brave, and the wise, and the robin is the brave. I've cropped off a bit, and I'm not stitching this to get anything extra. But the same as this, I am here at the moment. I've been stitching. Well, I had a challenge where I needed red, so I jumped down to the robin. But from this point onwards, I am stitching row by row. And I've chopped, can't remember how much. Originally, this is 296 by 300. And I've cropped off 50 rows from the top. I thought 40, okay. And I have chopped off, 50 and 50, yeah. That's quite a lot in stitches. But I wanted the owl and the robin and what comes along with that. And the 133 stitches came up in here. Going back to being a row stitcher, which I like. Yes. So that was Wise and the Brave. And that was Giro for the 23rd of May. Did I stitch anything else? Yes, I did, but I'm going to show those at the end. So I did my 30 minutes a day, and then I stitched the ice hockey. ice hockey challenge, which for me was 100 a day. On the 24th, it was a low day, 350. The Giro d'Italia kilometers were 156. They had a change in the kilometers. And I stitched on Villa Mirabilia, which is Mirabilia Designs. Once ready, will look like this. I'm way down here. I've done this part, that's complete. And most of this bluish, purplish part. And the stitches were 156. Which was a blend. I stitched with a blend. This is what it looks like. What I've stitched. I don't have a count because it's from paper. A total count I did not count way back in the days. But I have stitched 156. That blob, and this blob. Part of that is it a scarf or whatever it is in yeah, but part of the gown. Yes, that was Villa Mirabilia. I had this for Jen the Caffeinated Crafter as a Flosstuber frenzy, but since I've dropped way back, I decided that I'm not going to continue with that. I'm going to continue with something else. Then, what's this? The next Giro stitching. This comes out from quite a tight bag, I would say. Who says you need to put it in the frame into the bag? This is art by Arden Ellen Nixon and Heaven and Earth Designs chart. It's stitched on even weave 29 count. Actually, this is linen. Started on the 2nd of September 24, 87 colors, 350 by 263. It has 92,050 stitches. I actually have, but only with a few of my whips have that kind of information to give you. And once it's done, it will look like this. So it's a lion wondering what on earth is coming from the sky. And 156 stitches. Which I actually should take this out of the frame when it's in the bag. And this is where I am, and the 156 stitches got done up here in the first row. And that's the way I'm going to continue. All this has been stitched except for this corner, so all these light colored are stitched in. So this corner is, I think I was doing a page, but then I thought, nope. I want to go row by row. Yep, that was whip number 2 for the 24th. Then I had This star is for you, but I didn't want to stitch on it. So, Siska stitches and the bobbin. I need to check it because I can't remember what it was called. I'm just checking what the name. Siska Stitches has designed the chart. What is this? Aloha cat. Aloha kitten. Top Bobbin Designs is a chart maker. You can find her on Etsy as Top Bobbin Designs. What she will look like once ready. Anybody who knows Siska Stitches, Siska Ellen, knows that she loves cats. And then she went and made a chart. And if you're in her group on Facebook called Siska Stitches, this was a pattern that you can get for free, but you need to belong to the group. So, 156 stitches got stitched on a week ago Sunday, and this, well, it's got a bit more after that. I think I've stitched on this for 2 times. I'm not sure. It's at 502 stitches out of 129,600 stitches, and it's at a whooping 0.39%. Yay! But this is Aloha Cat. It's gonna take a while before you can see the kitty. But I think the background also in this one is a nice one with the flowers, and you can see the sea, and there's the aloha, and yes. So that was all I did on the 24th. Monday 25th in Jiro was a rest day. I sort of thought I'd do a catch up. No, I didn't. I did not stitch anything on the 25th. Nada. Zero. Not on Glamorous 3, not on the 30 minutes, not on the Scandi Forest Blues, which I had for the ice hockey. And also Elegant Floral Sewing Kit was supposed to get the 250 that day, but I didn't stitch at all. Yeah, so let's go on. And Tuesday, the 26th of May, and Giro. 113 kilometers, which meant 113 stitches. And I actually managed. I got 565 on the whole day. And the Giro started because I know the alphabet, yes? Because Q comes after W, doesn't it? I'm running out of everything, so Quirky Sheep, which is a freebie from Artisy on their artisy.com on their webpage. They had, I lost my thought completely again. I'm sorry. Mini Quirky Sheep. I have to check this again. I think I'm talking gibberish. Yes, I am. Forget Artsy, forget freebie, forget everything. Uh, I apologize. It is from Stitches So Beautiful. The Quirky Sheep, which is done by the Ink Pot store. The picture. It's 400 by 400, 102 colors. And this was a chart that we got if you took part in their April stitch along by stitching the 250 full cross a week and posted the pictures accordingly, then you could get the chart. Yeah, that was that. So Stitches So Beautiful gave us participants who filled up the what was needed, gave us a beautiful chart called Quirky Sheeps. I just love it. And since I didn't have anything to stitch, I I started it. And here I am. This is I think this is 27 count Linda 1/1 full cross. I've done more than 156 stitches because almost 200 is full, but there you go. And we'll continue with this. Maybe someday in some kind of plans I that was 26th. Then we went back to A. So this is the second time in May that you're seeing African giants crop. And I stitched 156 stitches in the sky. So this is the elephant. I will show you. This is a chart by Artsy. Fuzz Caforio. Adapted from artwork by Fuzz Caforio. And again, it takes me back to my childhood in Kenya. So it's Mount Kilimanjaro and an elephant. And I have seen a similar kind of moment in nature. And it got 113 stitches and is at 1,349 out of 37,000 stitches. It's at 3.65%. But we're still in the sky. So that was African giants. The next one for the 26th is Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching, which was the free chart that we got joining the 2026 Hey Sal. Originally, you were supposed to stitch one page to get the Amy's I'm looking for a word. Exclusive. It's Max Colors. It's her Sanctuary. But if you have been here before, you know that I'm not stitching all of it. I'm cropping it from here. So I'm sort of like doing the third, I think a bit less than the third. Well, anyhow, the whole chart would be 315,000 stitches, of which with the 113 stitches that I did on the 26th, it is at 786. But the amount I am stitching is 134,000. And the 113 stitches just continued in the first row. So that's where I'm going. This is, I think this is also 27 count Linda. I sort of like stitching one row on it. So that was Amy's Sanctuary. And that was day 26 for Giro. If you do not know what Giro is, it's Giro d'Italia, a cycling competition for the men, and they have been cycling all over Italy. They started with 3 days in Bulgaria, and the cycling competition ended on the 31st, which was yesterday, Sunday. Don't ask me who won and who this and that and everything. I like watching them competitions, but registering what actually happens there. Okay, then we're going into Wednesday. Wednesday got Giro had 202 kilometers, and Anemone, which I still don't know quite how to pronounce in English. It's Irina Garmashova and Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's a kitty cat with blue and purple flowers. And I've paused forehead and I'm stitching the background in the blue. And I got 202 stitches in it. This is 22 count Hardanger. Here is the full thing, and the 202 stitches came in with this blue, what is it? Floss. And here is where I am. It will be about this wide. But stitching it, what? 1/1 full cross. And I am at 1,559 and 1.44%. And the total stitch count will be 108,000 stitches. That was Giro d'Italia on the 27th of May, 202. Then my next one was an artsy piece, Baby Zebra, which, if I remember correct, this is done by Serena. Both the design and the charting. And this is what Baby Zebra will look like once ready. I stitched. Where did I stitch? I continued stitching in the ear and the what's that? Let's call it hair. With 202 stitches into it. It is looking like this on the whole. Then on the same piece, I have Baby Wombat, which should have got 202 stitches, but it only got 110 because I ran out of gas. Yeah. So the 110 came into his forehead. I'm also trying with this one to go row by row. Let's see how I manage. But these are on the same piece of fabric, and then I have room for a third one, maybe a fourth. Yeah, because I do have a few of these baby charts. But baby zebra is at 3,173 stitches out of, oh, it's this small. 6,305, and then I'm at 50.33%. Baby wombat, I'm not as far with that. But this is also a Tarina Clark design and chart. So to see. But this is Baby Wombats, which I started for Judy's, the Aussie and the Kiwi Go Traveling, her grandson on his birthday this year. I have done 568 out of 10,646, so this is much bigger than the baby zebra with 3,500 stitches about-ish. Yes, that was, so I owe, what? 92 stitches. And that was the stitching for that day. So 504 stitches. No glamorous 3, no 30 minutes, no ice hockey stitching on Scandi Forest Blues. Thursday the 28th was Giro. Originally they had told it's 168 kilometers, but on the actual day it was 171. So for those kilometers I stitched on 3 different whips. I'll put this away so that it's not in the way. I love it having my things here. Be Unique. Be Unique is a chart that I got from Sherry. Sherry has her own Flosstube. It's Hecate's Needle. Hi, Sherry. And she was graceful enough to give me this chart called Be Unique. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm trying to find the picture. Here we go. This is a chart by Svetlana Hrybak. It was in Just Cross Stitch Spring 2025. But Svetlana Hrybak, Hrybach, is she has an Etsy shop called X Free. X Free. I think it's X Free Stitch. Yes. Well, anyhow, once done, Be Unique looks like this. It's a cute one. I had stitched on this before and I needed the colors. I found them and I bought them, the missing colors. And this time I was going to continue with stitching in its belly and breast. But I have done a mistake. I was too tired to get into it. So I just, since I had done a bit of stitching in the side of its head, I thought I'd go there and just, it's a problem for future Mia to see where the mistake is and correct it, because I had 2 park threads and I looked at the chart and I looked at these park threads and they don't make sense. Yeah. Anyhow, Be Unique got, how many stitches did it get? 172. I guess it was a case of just 1 stitch with this color and then it's finished. So here we go. So the mistake is somewhere here because these packed threads don't make sense. And I stitched all the darkish orange and then around the eye. And part of it is in the eye. So this is Be Unique at the moment. No percentages, but I do have the count, which is 1096. And I've already once ripped out stitches that were not in place. So obviously I can't read the chart. Or then I can't count, or then both. But anyhow, this is so unique. Nobody else will have this exact copy because it's stitched so uniquely. With all its flaws and everything. Yes. So the 28th of May. Giro d'Italia. Blackback and birds. I was not in the mood for backstitching. This is a chart by Leslie Tier. At the moment I'm here. And I would have had these 2 blocks have been cross-stitched complete. And the last time I stitched on this, I stitched the cross stitches here and then I counted the back stitching. But in the flowers, no way I'm gonna count something like that. Or something like these in back stitching. No. So I jumped into the 5th block and stitched. What did I stitch? 171 stitches. So there's a butterfly coming here. This is a flower. That's part of the bird. That's part of a butterfly. This is part of a bird. Still got a lot to stitch, both cross stitches and back stitches. What it will look like once done. So Blackwork Flowers and Birds by Leslie Tier. I cannot remember where I got this, but this is what it will look like. So I started on this square here. And I've got loads and loads and loads of back stitching to do in the flowers. I actually enjoy it stitching like this, but with counting, and since this is in PK, it doesn't count back stitching. It doesn't even show back stitches. So yeah, I'm not counting them. Yes, and the next one is Bullfinch, which is, did I put it here somewhere? No, it's here. Bullfinch is, can't remember. It's from Irina Camille. Khmil is the surname on Etsy. The shop name, Happy Crosses. Can't show you the PDF because it's the chart. But the mock-up is this. And Bullfinch got 171 stitches also. But I think I have stitched on this for something else too, but that's just a vague memory. This is where Bullfinch's is. The bird is almost done. That's actually, there's just one more row under this of the bird, and then it's the ground. But so I have this to fill in. There are a few stitches missing here, and I think they're stitched. They're just that almost the color of the fabric. So not much to go in the bird, and then the ground, and then this will be done. But on the 28th, it got 171 stitches, and it is at 3,463 stitches out of 4,907 stitches, and it's at 70.57 stitches. Not much to go, less than 30, and since it's a small count, so it's got less than 1,500 to go. But this is Bullfinch. Where is your bag, Bullfinch? There. Yes. Ice hockey got 100 stitches that I'm going to show you a bit later. And now we get to the stitches that I wondered, what are these? Why are they here? So, that goes there. This goes here. That's that. Then, where's this one from? There. They're still messed up. Okay. I'm just gonna grab them from where? Here. The pile is much smaller because I have shown most of it. So Cooking for Your Dragon was the next Giro d'Italia on the 29th, and that day they cycled 151, and for some reason I stitched 152 on the next 3 whips. So this is a Randall Spangler, and it's got a couple of hanging threads. 156 stitches brought it. I have been trying to stitch these away. I've been filling in here and then going. I haven't been going down. I've been trying to stay in that row. But these threads are all over. So the 152 stitches were filling up all the gaps here, and then a few came down into the next row. And Cooking for Your Dragon is at 21,703 stitches out of 31,500 stitches. And this is hopefully a finish this year. I'm trying to get out the PDF so that I can show you. So Randall Spangler and Heaven and Earth Designs. And this was a SK. Still don't know what SK means. But here I have got over the chin and going down to the cookies. With, I'm sorry, itchy nose. And this is allergy itchy. It's not Flosstube itchy. I'm at row 280. 80 rows have been stitched. And I've got 420. Okay, I forgot where I was. I was at 280. 290. A bit less than 130 rows if you count all the stitches. So quite a lot to go still. Sort of like a bit less than 10,000. 9,800-ish. But this is Cooking for Your Dragon, and most of it is wrapped up around the what is this frame, scroll frame. Yep, that was Cooking for Your Dragon. 152 stitches on the 29th, and that was the first one for that day's Giro. The next one. So I went totally crazy and berserk, and I'm never doing it again unless I'm in better health. I decided to go Giro with 3 different whips each day. Yeah. You could say, no. I think with my health issues, I've just been too tired, but it was fun to try. But I'm not doing La Vuelta. I'm not doing La Vuelta and what? Tour de France like this. I'm participating, but I'm not going crazy. Yeah. So hi Laura. Yeah. Once a year is crazy enough. I mean, being crazy once a year is enough. Yeah. But anyhow, this is Elder Randall Spangler, Heaven and Earth Designs. It got 152 stitches in these greens around here. Yeah. And this is just a small cream blob. So if the stitches went down and then, because I don't have any green coming up here, so I just ended the color by stitching in the next row. But Elder, as I think everybody knows, is a dragon since Randall Spangler. Okay, he does have something else, also some other animals, but Elder is a dragon reading to draglings in moon and candlelight. And here is, oops. Here is what it will look like, what's done. And yeah, I'm stitching this green part here. And those greens are not necessarily the same as these greens, so I did not travel. But this is Elda, and it got 152 stitches into it. Then, since H comes after F in some logic, I just wanted to stitch on Honey Sal. Where am I? Oh yeah, I have a chart called and a whip called Cook Cat on Bookshelf, but I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. I stitch here, and I can't find it. I have not checked under the chair because I haven't. It's just not come to mind. But it's not in my shelf. I've checked all around where I can see. The only place I have not checked is directly under the chair. But I have vacuumed and nothing's come, so I don't know where it is. It's vanished. So, since I couldn't find that, I decided to stitch on Honey Sal. It's a Sal by who? By Kate Stitcher. In a previous Flosstube, I think I called her Christine or something other than Kate. I apologize. It's a Kate Stitcher. It's a freebie on her Facebook page, or was. I'm not sure if it's there anymore. But as the name says, free Honey Sal, and this is what it will look like once done. And I was stitching in this block. I got part of the head, and that's my grandson when he was small. My fingers are all over the place, but anyhow, I stitched on this block. I did the flowers and part of his head, and my fingers are not staying where they're supposed to. So let's go and dig out the actual piece. So this was the block I stitched on. I did the white flowers, and you see them, this white one and that white one, and then part of the head. I had read it out because I can't count, so I needed to do it correct. I needed to stitch it again. And this is where I am with the whole thing. The Sal has ended, but I've got all the parts, so no worries. I can stitch this. This is an easy chart to stitch, and I like it. Once again, my explanation is that I've been really tired. Yeah, so that was the 29th Honey Sal with 152 stitches. Then for the 30th Giro d'Italia, the cycling competition, they had 200 kilometers, and I stitched on Dragon 3, which is officially the name is, I have to check it out from it's an artsy piece. It's colorful one, and that means that there are so many color changes. Mini Rainbow Dragon 3. Once ready, it will look like this. And I'm not handling this today. I'm like a beginner. Shall we put it on being tired? Yeah, I'm actually starting to feel real tired. It's 133 by 200, and it does not tell how many colors, but a lot. Yeah, so once ready, it will look like this. And I'm way, which is the left side? I'm way up here in these blues and this part. I have stitched all the black. I did that first on Zweigart, something count, easy grid. I have not counted for this time, so yeah. But this has to be 16, 18. It's not 20. It's not, yeah. But the 100 and, no, 200 stitches were stitched in here. This is what it looks like in the hole. There might be some black somewhere here, but I didn't want to go jumping around all the way here. But if there is, then it is. But here is where it got its 200 stitches. And it is confetti, as you can see, with the amount of flosses parked. It really, really is confetti rich. And the colors don't come out because these are pink and purple and blue. I don't know. I'm not sure if you can see the pink and purple and blue. But anyhow, it got 200 stitches, and it is at 3,348 stitches out of 26,600, and it's at 12.59%. And this chart is in markup RXP, and since it's a color chart, it's rather annoying being used to stitching on PK with black and white, and the color comes after you have stitched it. But and with the confetti, it's time consuming, both reading the chart and both stitching the colors. Anyhow, that was that. Then the rest of the day went like meow. Elegant floral sewing kit. This is my 250 a week cross stitching, which has been neglected for the past 2 weeks, except now it came up in Giro, and it should have got 200 stitches, but it only got 66. And you can actually see that square, or the two squares here. I first did the whites, the B5200, and then started filling in those those two blocks with 712. But I just felt tired and I went to sleep. So I didn't get the 200. This is a chart by... I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to blow it up and tell you wrong information. Elegant Floral Sewing Kits by Liededrom, Liededrom, and Stitches So Beautiful. And once this is done, it will look like this. And inspired by Anne, the Max Color Stitcher. She's omitting the background. I'm not, because my brains are not in condition of omitting anything. I just need to do what's said in the chart and go with that. That was Saturday the 30th. Finally, at the last day. So Saturday got 268 stitches. Yesterday I managed, well, I started stitching around 6:30 p.m. afternoon because I was feeling tired. I didn't do anything before we went to church with mum and dad, and then they needed to go to the groceries. And then I was home around, well, past 6 p.m. And then Giro for the last day, which was in Rome, Giro d'Italia, the men's cycling competition in Italy. They rode in Rome where they had the big finale. Yeah, I watched this much of the actual competition. But I did stitch on 3 whips and I got the stitches done. The first one I stitched on is Frog and Nomi. This is, you can get this chart on Fun with Cross Stitch, the group on Facebook. They are made by Nessa. I'm not sure if these have been, they've been charted by Nessa, but is the art by her? I'm not sure. Well, anyhow, this is one of my sort of like physically biggest, and it's in a frame, skull frame. I'm happy for my Larry stand. So 131 stitches. Can you see where it got done? I did a bit on this side. I was trying to fill in the beard and it's missing stitches. And then I got to the middle point and I was like, I don't want to stitch. I don't want to stitch confetti. So I went this way and these grays have been sort of like, well, let's say semi-confetti, but it was nice to stitch at least 5 or 6 stitches with one color for 131 stitches. But this is where this wonderful gnome is at the moment. It needs its frog. It will get its frog someday. I really enjoy it. This is stitched on green linen 28 count, but I do not have any idea whose linen it is because I have received it. It has been given to me. Frog and No Me. It's a big G, a small O, N, a small O, a big E, M, a small E. That's why it's No Me, not Gnome. He is at 9,348 out of 3,300, 253 stitches, and it's at 28.11 Then from the ashes also got 131 stitches. It is art by Abraham. Here. Abraham Hunter. And it's charted by R2C. And once ready, will look like this. There are other companies that have this also. I know that Jen is doing a crop of sort of like this top corner here with the bears and the sun. And Laura has a kit from, still can't remember the company's name. Dimensions. Yay! Good for me. Yeah. So 131 stitches stitched in the sky. I almost have a second page finish. 131 from this dark part to here. And this is I need to move the scroll so that I can, or the frame, so that I can stitch the last ones. And there's a bit, maybe I'll just take it open and show you. There, that's the whole width. So I've got just over 100 stitches left to do, 160 about. For the second row, then I can come to the right side, to the left side, and go on the third row. I'm loving this piece. It's a pleasure to stitch. Especially after you have done confetti stuff. This is not that confetti, at least not yet. I hope it will not be at any point. Then Galah, the last one of Giro. Galah is by Unconventional X Stitch by Nicolee Payne, Nicolee. And once done, will look like this. I'm stitching, oops, in this area here. And it got that 131 stitches also, which this is all of it. The fabric is Silk Weavers Jaslyn 28 count. This is a piece of fabric I have bought over 20 years ago and finally it got into use. So where I stitched this time is sort of like all those hanging trees. There were a few areas here that were missing, and then I went to down here to sort of like stitch to this side, even though half of it goes this way, but almost. No, actually, that's the, am I holding this right way around? Yes, I am. That's part of the beak. Yeah. So it won't go all the way to the side. Anyhow, this is where I am with it. It has 3,973 stitches out of 25,321, and it's at 15.69%. Yep, so that's Galah. Why I chose a fabric like this is because it's not a full coverage, and I sort of thought it would be in nature. with this fabric. So that was Galar. Where is Galar's bag? I am so messed up. I'll have to check these thingies. Yeah, that was it. That was the 18,000 something. No, it wasn't. I promised to show you my 30 minutes a day. In May, I have been stitching on the letters, and I got all of them done. I still need to take, I think I'll take it off completely since 3 out of 4 have been taken off. So this is what it is. Lord, cleanse me of anything that breaks your heart. The text is ready, then this bird needs a lot, and then the two other birds need to be stitched completely. This is Lord Cleanse Me. It is a chart by, I cannot remember. I need to go and check. The Cross Stitch Studio, art by Betsy, 250 by 250. Once done, it will look like this. Yeah. And then one more, but I don't need my tablet for that. And my mouse is jumping all over the place. Now I can put that away. And my 30 minutes a day, no. My ice hockey stitching has been on the Pixel Parade has made Scandi Forest Blues, and this is a chart that I adopted from Laura. I stitch birds. She kindly sent it to me before she put the scissors to the fabric. Yeah, she had stitched these elements here, and the bunny was missing sort of like that part. It had a few stitches in the head. Yeah, so I've done the bunny complete, and then I've done stitching in here. This tree is ready, and then I'm stitching down here, and I have done the tip top of that tree. And that has been my I said I'll be stitching 100-ish. One day was 99, and the rest have been either exactly 100 or 105 at the max. So here it is. So Laura has done sort of like not that and not this, but everything else. And I did the front legs and finished off the head and did the ears on the bunny. But these have been stitched in May for the ice hockey championships, of which Finland actually won. I did not watch one competition. I watched like maybe 5 minutes of the final game. I had gone to bed last night. Okay, this is going off topic, but I had gone to bed before the ice hockey game was over last night, the final. It was Switzerland against Finland, and they were playing in Switzerland. And I could hear who won because my neighbors, they were making noises for the victory. That was fun. Anyhow, remember this? I've sort of like, I have not checked out what I've done and what I haven't done because I've been stitching on this weekly planner. But what I'm gonna do this week is catch up. Not ketchup, but catch up. Elegant Floral Sewing Kit needs 134. The Fox. Where is the Fox? Somewhere there. The Fox I did not get to at all, so that needs 200. Summer Landscape is the scenery with the palm tree at the side and the sea. That needs 134. Sunflower Street Cat needs 188. 3 sunflowers needs 188. I will show these the next time when you see me. Glamorous Stitching, Cat on Bookshelf, if I find it. But obviously I have not. I've only stitched 200 out of the, no, 300 out of the 1,000 stitches that it got called. And it's missing 700 stitches, but I really don't understand where it is. Sunflower Street Cat needs 300 for Glamorous 3. And Glamorous 3 is a game that you get to play in Siska Stitches group. She does it monthly. You pick 3 whips on, you pick your 3 glamorous whips and then you stitch on them 100 stitches a day on the whip that Siska calls for that day. So you get to stitch on all 3 whips during the week, the 7 days, but not on every whip every day. But okay, plans. I'm not doing any plans except for this week is catch-up week. I'll get done what I get done. I need to go get some more blood tests done and then I will have a doctor's appointment on Thursday. Depending on what happens on Thursday, after that I think I can think about the future. Nothing is life-threatening, so sort of like no worries with that. My body is just yeah, is it potassium, calcium in Finnish levels are low. My blood pressure is shooting out the roof. So there's something in my body that's not in condition because these 2 elements are not okay. So that's why I'm getting the blood tests and it's I don't know how it's said in English, but the doctor I'm seeing is an endocrinology. ENDOKRONOLOGI in Finnish. Yeah, but a doctor who specifies in how sort of like your I don't anyhow something is wrong. So I hope the doctor will be able to give me something to work with so that this tiredness will go, that my blood pressure will drop down. I'm on 3 blood pressure medication at the moment. I was given a 3rd one a week ago, Friday. So yeah. But anyhow, I will continue stitching. I will continue taking my mum and dad to their appointments and checkups and groceries and church and everything that they need. I am on sick leave, so sort of like it's good that I'm on sick leave because I don't think I could well, I don't have a workplace to go back to, so yeah, I would be unemployed, but yeah. Okay. But I will make plans after I've seen the doctor. I am curious to know what he thinks about my body's functioning. And after that, I will think about what I'm going to do. I do have ideas. I have ideas of Flosstuber frenzy. Not doing it this week. Just not. Don't have the brain capacity for it. Then Glamorous 3 is continuing. I hope to get to that. If I don't find the cat on bookshelf, then it's yeah. But I'm going back to my three birds: the macaw, the galah, and the bird 33-1 by Tidy Patterns on Etsy. Yeah. So but it's this week is catch up week. And if I get the catch ups done, yay! If I go swaywee, yay! Let's see. I truly hope that I can get the my brains are already sleeping. Yeah. Anyhow, thank you for the company. I so enjoyed you being here. I hope you enjoyed seeing me with all my unconsistent consistency. And I hope you a wonderful June. In the North Hemisphere, it's summer. In the South Hemisphere, it's winter. And in between, it's something else. Always warm. Maybe some rain. Maybe some dry season. Yeah. Have a wonderful, wonderful June, and I will be back. I think I'll be back after the doctors. Maybe on Friday. I think I'll be back on Friday. Let's see what I've got done with my catch-ups, and then I think I have a report to tell you how my health is going. But I was in the ER and I was taking blood tests, and I think the vein because these places were took the blood tests that day, and I think the vein sort of like I don't want to get anything else. I think it gave a bit of blood under my skin. Yeah. So thank you again. I will see you first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I will see you Friday the 5th in 5 days' time. Have a wonderful week. And remember to love yourself. Bye.